Oh, snap. That wasn't a good one. That's a good one. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. My name's Patrick. Welcome to the Mystery Project. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, thumbs up button on YouTube, do all the buttons on YouTube. TikTok, we're live over here as well. Make sure y'all hit the follow button if you're new. Keep tapping the screen like crazy as well. Let's get 25,000 likes. I appreciate the love, you guys. Welcome in. We got cases to talk about tonight. This lady right here on TikTok, you can see her. On YouTube, not yet, but she's crazy as hell, showing up to work wasted. She's a nurse, 12-hour shift. She's like, oh, hey, I'm gonna try to have some fun tonight. But apparently she was hitting cars in the parking lot and all kinds of it's crazy. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about there's a big FEMA scandal going on right now. And then the last one is a new channel we've never watched before. But he's talking about the migrants in New York and how they're getting shipped back to Texas and Illinois and like a bunch of different places. So we're going to watch that as well. So here we go. I hope you guys are ready. Hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to shrink myself down on YouTube and let's just jump right into this.
Am I able to drive home?
No, honey, you are drunk as a skunk on Christmas Day.
She said, am I able to drive home? No, you was drunk as a skunk on Christmas Day.
I can't tell if she hit that truck or not. There's rust underneath it.
Yeah.
It's beat up. Okay, and there's damage on that side of her vehicle.
And the whole reason I'm going is because of my alcohol.
Because you drove to work inebriated.
It's Monday in Michigan City, Indiana, where police say a nurse allegedly hit multiple vehicles on her way into work while drunk.
So I can't tell.
Man, that looks like it's nighttime too. She's a night shift nurse trying to get wasted before her shift.
If she hit that truck or not. There's rust underneath it.
Yeah.
It's beat up. Okay, and there's damage on that side of her vehicle.
Okay.
The witness was a volunteer firefighter or firefighter off duty. Got this stuff. I know she for sure hit her car right there and then possibly the road right there. So I got all those plates and then her truck is down there by the white Durango.
What's going on? She drunk?
I haven't talked to her yet, but I guess somebody motioned the thing, but she works here. She's in her Franciscan uniform. Yeah. So I
had to call in the shakes before she got here. So
right.
I don't know.
But I haven't talked to her at all. They wheeled her in a wheelchair. I've just been trying to see if she's hit
They wheeled her in a wheelchair?
anything else.
Okay.
Oh, she didn't even make it into work. She was hitting cars in the parking lot, and then they were like, oh, hell, something's wrong, so they had to bring her in. Oh, man, this is crazy.
That's as far as I got so far.
Sweet.
Officers investigate the area where one of the victims is waiting.
Thank you. You didn't see anything?
She just
walked out here.
The only person that saw anything was this guy who called and followed her into here. And then,
He followed her in.
yeah, so they were at the light, and then he said she was driving weird, so he's like, okay. So they came into Franciscan Way, and she came around, made the left, hit the curb there. He said he doesn't know if she hit that truck.
She's hitting curbs and
And then he
everything.
watched her go all the way across the parking
you
lot,
crazy
hit this
as
car,
hell.
stop here, back up, pull around, and like keep
Kels, it's the Mystery Project.
like back in like this in the parking spot.
Okay.
So
That's
that's
What car is she in?
this truck.
The white truck?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's damage on both sides of the front bumper, so it's consistent.
A witness told officers the suspect, later identified as 52-year-old Candace Van Wardenberg, was allegedly driving recklessly when they followed her into the hospital parking lot, where she was later taken inside on a wheelchair. One officer heads into the hospital to
Damn.
check on the suspect.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you Candace?
Yes.
Is it okay if I speak with you? I can wait till the nurse is done.
No.
Okay. We're just coming to talk to you about what happened in the parking lot.
Officers find Candace in a hospital bed where she's just out of view of the body camera. Police said she was admitted as a patient instead of clocking in for her 12-hour shift. Soon enough, she gets a chance to explain herself.
Trying to figure out what
Oh, hell.
I didn't even realize that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was dizzy.
Okay.
That's why they got me in here.
Okay. Were you coming here to be seen, or were you coming here for your shift, or?
I was coming in here for my shift,
Okay.
and I didn't know.
Okay.
I was like almost passing out.
Okay.
Possibilities.
Okay.
So
What's your last memory? Like, what's your memory like?
This is crazy though. She's like, I'm coming in from the shift.
my memory was my husband called me and he said, "You seem odd."
Okay.
You seem odd. He probably said, no, you seem.
Can you mind if I just pause?
Yeah.
Where you're talking?
And I drove in and I thought I could come in, but then I got out of my truck and I was
No.
not.
She said, I was trying to come in, but then I got out of my truck.
I got dizzy.
So-
Y'all, if you're just tuning in, this is like a nurse that was like drunk as hell, and then she was trying to go in for her shift, but she was like hitting cars in the parking lot, like parked cars, and then they took her in as a patient instead.
When your memory starts to get fuzzy, like when on the drive here before you left for work, or what?
Well, beer.
I got fuzzy. Actually, I was kind of having a squint when I was coming in.
Candace tells the officer she was dizzy before the incident when a doctor steps in to evaluate her for a possible stroke.
You know what time though? You know time. Here's
Oh,
where we're
hell.
at. You kind of got the dizziness and all that stuff going on in events tonight. And part of our job is to make sure you're not having a stroke.
Right.
But to treat that instead of clot busting medicine, if we consider that it's very time sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
One, don't want to delay it, but at the same time, we have to know when you were normal last.
I would say
Otherwise, there's a risk if we give it to you incorrectly.
She's trying to tell him that she's having a stroke? Man, you crazy as hell. Desiree, thank you. Steph, thank you. Steph Case Files on the house. Hi.
I get that. I felt bad probably
Brandon, thank you. Jenny,
like
thank
an
you.
hour before I got
Hi.
there.
Okay, an hour before you got here. What time's it now?
She got here.
My
So, 7
shift
o'clock.
was supposed to start at
No, you did. The Astro from space and she drunk herself into a stroke. My type of cougar.
You what?
Oh, y'all crazy as hell for that one.
What time did you start feeling bad?
on my
What,
way
6?
here. Yeah.
What were you feeling that made you feel bad?
I had to start squinting.
Okay.
Whoa.
So I had
Jennifer,
to look
thank you.
like this.
You mind if I call your husband? Talk to him?
No,
Okay, alright, because I want to. Does he know you're being seen right now?
no, he doesn't.
Okay, I'm gonna give him
He
a call.
thought I was.
Okay, because I was told he told you weren't acting right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna call him. Okay, excuse me.
I got the comps to
Yeah.
whatever else.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
I want to know who's the first one going to be like, have we given her a breathalyzer?
So, what should I do? I'm in trouble here.
Why would you be in trouble? We're just trying to figure out why the cars got hit also.
Gosh darn it.
What?
Oh, hell.
Even when I pulled into the parking lot, I didn't feel right. And that's why they
Oh, hell. What case is this? Her name is Candace Van Wardenberg, I think is what they said.
caught me like almost laying down on my
Mhm.
I got out of the truck and I was just
Steph, thank you. Doug Goose.
couldn't I didn't even think I could walk in here.
But it's not long until the officer gets to the bottom of what
Oh, hell, because you smell like tequila. Y'all, we're close on the big roses. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, y'all. Let's hit that.
what's really going on here.
Oh,
I've been off work for 6 months because I broken, dislocated my shoulder, and I just came back last week.
Oh
Okay.
hell.
I worked 3 days last week, and then this was supposed to be my next week, and
Okay. Were you drinking at all?
I drank
Were you drinking it all
this morning
This morning?
and didn't stop?
just to get myself to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
I got up like at 3 o'clock.
Did she say I drank to get myself back to sleep? That doesn't sound healthy. Take some NyQuil. You got some Z-Quil up in there? Holy mackerel. Y'all hit me with the little dolphins.
This morning.
What were you drinking then?
Hmm?
What were you
Whiskey
drinking
and
then?
bacon.
Oh, it was just Truly's.
The Shirley's.
Yeah.
Oh, hell. You what? Them Trulies coming true.
I drank a couple of those so I could go back to sleep and
Drink 2 Trulies to go back to sleep?
come to work tonight.
Okay.
It's not like a habit or anything. I mean,
It's not a habit?
That was the last time you done it?
hmm
Candace admits to drinking the morning before her shift. Moments later, we get our first glimpse of the suspect.
Yeah.
Oh, hell. She's about to come sticking her head out this thing. Hey.
Let's go with this.
And thank you.
is there a recipe?
Oh, damn. That's it. Her right there. Oh, hell, man. You look like you have more than just 2 Trulies. Maybe like 2 cases.
We do have a restroom here.
Yeah, she can use the restroom.
Look, she's all attached and everything. You know all those other nurses are like, man, this lady's crazy as hell. We caught her trying to like shotgun IV bags. Like, it's weird.
How dare you?
The 52-year-old takes a bathroom break before the officer makes a phone call revealing
She's trying to do bolus stands. She's on the IV. Oh, God.
some important information.
PBT came back 0.31.
0.31? Damn, lady, that's not Trulies. Or if it is, that's a hell of a lot of Trulies.
Yeah.
That's 5 times the limit.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Yep, take a report. No worries.
Man, she's about to come out. I'm shocked.
Okay. Cool. Oh, I know. Yeah. So okay, glad to know. Yeah.
Imagine coming into work and just your nurse, or going to the hospital, your nurse is just like lit.
Staff member. So for a staff member. No. She was coming here for work. So. Yeah.
The officer reveals an unusually high BAC on a portable test when he decides to try for a more accurate blood test. Let's see how that goes.
Candace, I'm going to read you. I read it to you earlier, but I'm going to just read it to you again, just so you understand. All right. So I have probable cause to believe that you have operated a vehicle while intoxicated. I must now offer you the opportunity to submit to a chemical test and inform you that your refusal to submit to a chemical test will result in the suspension of your driving privileges for 1 year. If you have at least one previous conviction for operating while intoxicated, your refusal to submit to a chemical test will result in suspension for 2 years. So then, do you consent?
I don't refuse.
Okay, so the 2 chemical tests are either through blood or through breath, right?
And she said, I don't refuse.
And the doctor has already taken your blood and has an alcohol content that he
Look, it says Candace has entered your room. They're on the sign right down the thing.
could tell me about. And that's what I'm asking you if I have consent to learn about I don't know about that.
Risky
alcohol
thanks for
content.
the Dolphins. Y'all, let's hit it.
What does that mean, though?
That the doctor will tell me how much alcohol was in your blood at the time of the blood draw tonight. So do you consent to him telling me that?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, yes or no?
Can I?
So I'm going to tie it to this implied consent. Okay, so the repercussions in here. You can either refuse and.
I don't want to refuse. I
Okay.
mean, I want to obey whatever.
It's not obeying. It's not about obeying or disobeying. It's about either.
Damn, lady, you know you are wasted. Refuse the test and then take away your get a cab to work for a year.
Consenting to it or not consenting to it.
If
right?
I don't consent, then
If you don't consent, your license is going to be suspended for a year,
no,
and I'm going to file for a subpoena for your medical records.
no,
And I'm still going to do that.
I'll consent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all on body cam.
Yeah.
So then if you guys want to tell me what it is, and we'll go about that.
And then
Oh Lord, Lisa, Truly's is like a hard seltzer.
So as I told you, your alcohol was 460.
It's like a LaCroix with a little more Croix in it.
oh,
That's what I told you earlier.
I didn't hear. I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Okay. I told you a couple times earlier, so that's it's really elevated. Okay.
Okay.
That's why from us we don't need to do any additional testing here. We're letting it happen tonight.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll get out of here shortly.
Okay.
And then-
Does that
I
mean?
need to check your ID out, okay?
so I'm gonna let the nurse get you cleaned up, and then
Am I able to drive home?
No.
No, honey, you are drunk as a skunk on Christmas Day.
Am I able to drive home? I'm drunk as a skunk on Christmas Day.
we're gonna get out of here shortly. Okay.
You're going with the
YouTube, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button for me. Let's get 100 likes.
Where am I going?
Okay, so we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get all my stuff wrapped up, and then I'll come back here. If you need another clean set of clothes, see if the nurses can help you out and get. I mean, did you soil those?
Nope.
Are those soiled? No. Okay.
Soiled? Oh, hell.
Okay.
They're like, we didn't realize you were that drunk.
So you said, Jesus, a 416?
416.
That is the highest I've seen.
Multiple times already.
Oh my God, the highest I've ever seen. I've seen 404.
The blood test reveals a BAC of 0.416. That's over 5 times the legal limit to drive. Next, the officer decides it's time to take Candace to jail.
Okay, no worries. Are you able to get us out this door?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we can walk out to the Sally Park. Yeah.
Are you taking me to jail?
Just come.
If we're being peaceful about it, yeah.
Did she just ask, are you really taking me to jail? I ain't taking you to Chili's. You trying to get that triple dipper? Maybe a Presidente margarita? Nope. Why even show up? Like, why not just stay home? Like, what did you think was gonna happen? If she didn't hit the cars in the parking lot and actually made it into work, what happens when she starts getting patients and stuff? And she's drunk, didn't realize that she gives, something to somebody that she's not supposed to, or the wrong dosage or something like that. Man, this is great. Yeah, no shame in calling it out, C Bon.
Wait, just I'll have her wait right here, and then I'm gonna. Okay, we'll just right there.
Man, you crazy. Don't try to run, because he ain't gonna run far. Nope. Jeez. I think that sounds not annoying as hell.
Take that. Yeah.
I have to have bail money.
Yeah, can my view turn on? Whatever's. Do you want to take that off your wrist?
Just kind of soft shoulder.
Okay, that's fine.
So just be a little.
Yeah.
My driver's license.
Okay, I don't need your driver's license. I just need your hands.
Can I put this in her bag again?
Yeah.
When you're done?
He said, I don't need your driver's license. I need your hands.
Oh my gosh.
It's just me. Nobody needs to know.
All right.
All right. It's okay. It's okay.
Here, James. Put your hands behind your back.
Okay. This is part of
He
their
said, should
job.
have called in drunk.
I know they have to do their job.
It's for their safety. They can't go back because they never know who to call or what can happen. Okay.
Oh, my, that sound is
And
annoying
I
as hell.
forget it because of the fact my husband.
Halfway in the dolphin jaw, hell yeah.
Okay.
I respect you very much. I do.
Candace is cuffed before the officer escorts her into the patrol car.
63-1, I've got the 2121.
Yeah, we're gonna wait till she gets a pad. Hold on a second. We're gonna wait till she gets a pad. I'm gonna put a pad down on the seat.
Oh, he's gonna put a pad down on the seat. Oh man, she's looking mad as hell right there. That's this picture right here. Oh,
Come on, sweetheart.
oh, that lady's being
My
sweet.
husband
Sweetheart.
didn't get bail money.
We'll worry about that when we get there.
Don't worry about that. Once you get there, okay? You did that.
If you have good friends that want to call, you know, by all means, I can do that.
There's nobody that can
I
call
can't.
us.
Well, whatever. That's however you guys do it. Whatever. That's between you guys. I mean, my answer is gonna be you get to call jail. So I mean,
Okay.
I'm gonna take care of all that. I'm gonna take care of all that. So I got it. Yep. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't come in and I don't. When I'm in your space, I'm extremely.
I'm just used to doing that when
I got it.
Okay, I'll pray for you. Bye. Be safe.
No
out there.
man.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Okay, just sit back however you're comfortable. Yeah, Norris. However, just sit back normal. Can you sit back normal with your hands the way they are, or they're not the most comfy? I know.
No, I'll just.
Once en route, the 52-year-old has some questions for the police.
How much is bail?
How much is bail?
I have no idea. I don't know what it is on the. You said you've never been in trouble for OWI before?
No, I've never been in trouble at all.
Lady, stop talking. Exactly right. Debbie, thank you for that. Yo, hit me with those dolphins. We're getting there.
And the whole reason I'm going is because of my alcohol.
Because you drove to work inebriated. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. You know what you did. I don't know. Like.
Debbie, thank you.
I can't believe I was still that high after this morning.
Yeah, she said I can't believe I was still that, like, she blew that high. Even she said from this morning.
Yeah.
2 Trulies is not going to get you at 0.31.
Was continuing to go up. So.
That's weird. But I have too, so maybe that's part of the problem.
Candace, I think it's. Call it whatever you want, but you're gonna have to take at some point in your life. You know, mine and yours interaction is gonna end tonight. It'll end here in about an hour. But 0.416 on your way to work.
Got to 0.416.
You what?
Oh my god. That's
Sounds
right,
like
thank you.
a drinking problem.
I get it. I deal with people like that all the time.
Right, and I'm not. It doesn't have to judge you. It is not. I don't judge you personally. It's just.
I need to be judged. Though.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, I'm not gonna sit here and berate you. You know, if it is, you recognize you got a problem, address it. If you don't want to address it, and continue to do these types of things, you know.
Whiskey,
So I
thank you.
wonder if this is going to end my career now.
I do not know.
They can lose their license.
What's jail like? Is it bad?
It's not good. I've never heard a single good review about it.
She said, "What's jail like? Is it good?"
I'm not trying to be shitty. That is just the.
Am I gonna get hurt?
I don't think you'll get hurt.
Am I gonna get hurt? No, but you could have gotten hurt or hurt somebody driving drunk as hell. See, that's what's crazy too. She's worried about, oh, am I gonna get hurt now? You don't think you could have killed or seriously injured somebody on your way to work drunk?
Before long, the officer decides to be frank with Candace.
I'm going to guess that you are a chronic alcoholic. I'm going to guess that you drink to the point of being inebriated every day. Not only
Damn.
do you do that, which is fine, to each their own, but when you do that and you get behind the wheel of a vehicle and you're operating thousands of pounds of steel on public highways,
I'm gonna kill somebody.
you're 100% going to kill somebody.
Or myself.
Yeah. And I have
That part, yup.
seen too many innocent people
Those
give up
things
their
are
lives because of decisions like that. So I don't know. I'm not, I'm not going to offer any sort of mercy
I'm
or
my judge and jury. I get that. And I'm an intelligent person. I know better.
Candace is facing charges of operating a vehicle while intoxicated and leaving the scene of an accident.
Oh hell, leaving the scene too because she got out and went in like she's gonna go to work. Oh hell, you crazy lady. Marshall, what are you doing? Oh my god. Can you please get out of here? You driving me crazy right now. Just knocking stuff over. All right, let's keep going. Almost done. Desiree! Almost there, y'all. It's like 8 left. 9 left.
you set up there.
Oh hell. Adios. That was it, y'all. Damn. Okay. Oh, we're hitting goals too. YouTube. Hit the thumbs up button. All right, let's keep going. All right, this one's the FEMA scandal thing that I saw. This sounds crazy as hell. What do y'all think? We can get 111 of these little bears? Let's get some bear action. Montreal, you're driving me nuts. Sit down. All right, hang on. Let me switch the picture over on the Tic Tac. Boom, boom, boom. Where is it? This lady. Oh, hell. Check this out, y'all. Oh, my God. Montreal, come here. You're driving me up a wall. Get out of here. She's just knocking stuff over. All right, let's go. You guys hear about this? FEMA? Did you hear about the FEMA scandal? It's crazy. This lady was like basically during the Hurricane Milton like relief stuff. She was telling people because she was in charge that if they had any kind of like sign that said Trump or like a flag that said anything to do with Trump, to just skip their house with the relief, like with relief efforts, just skip their house. What?
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says there will be a state investigation into the FEMA official who instructed disaster relief workers to avoid homes displaying Trump signs in the wake of Hurricane Milton last month.
You are crazy as hell.
FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell released a statement reading in part, "We take our mission to help everyone before, during, and after disasters seriously.
I mean, forget about all like everything political. Like, politics is one thing. It used to be just like a small part of lives. Remember when it was like not that big of a deal, and now it's like the biggest thing that defines, people. But when there's like a natural disaster and there's like a state of emergency in our country, why the hell would you bring politics into that? Why would you make it about, that they like this person, so they don't need help? What?
Employee has been terminated, and we have referred to the matter to the Office of Special Counsel. I will continue
Damn, they terminated her.
to do everything I can to make sure this never happens again. There are calls in both the Senate and House for investigations into FEMA. House Oversight Chair James Comer is calling Administrator Criswell to testify before his committee. And in a letter to the DHS Inspector General, Senator Hawley writes, quote, screenshots of FEMA's aid logs show that workers did in fact skip an estimated 20 homes in their canvassing routes.
20 houses.
Explicitly stating the only reason as Trump signed no entry per leadership. This is wholly unacceptable.
That is crazy as hell.
For more on this, let's bring in South Carolina Republican Congresswoman and member of the House Oversight Committee, Nancy Mace. Congresswoman, welcome.
Thank you for having me today.
So what are your expectations? You are on the Oversight Committee. What are your expectations when the FEMA administrator comes to testify before your panel?
Well, FEMA was very quick to say this was an isolated incident, but I'm quite a bit skeptical.
Oh, hell. Unfortunately, I doubt that.
Of that. I want to know how they can affirm that it was isolated and didn't happen anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly. If you got one person doing that, you got 100.
I've heard from people throughout the Southeast who applied for that $750 FEMA relief check and were denied within an hour of applying for it. And so I have many questions for FEMA and how we literally clean up this mess.
It appears you're on track to have
literally clean up this mess. Isn't that ironic?
A majority in the House to go with a majority in the Senate and also a Republican in the White House. So what are your expectations for what can get done over the next 2 years?
First thing I want to say is I have such great pride in my fellow countrymen. This was an absolute mandate to cut taxes, to deport those who are here illegally, and to protect women. My biggest concern right now is to make sure that we as Republicans will have a supermajority, that we don't swindle this, that we do a better job this time than last time, and we put Trump's agenda first. And that means we need to ensure that cabinet members who are confirmed, those who are going into the administration, those who are leaders of the party in both chambers, have his agenda first and won't thwart it, won't try to subvert it, that we have people who will put the American people first no matter what.
Typically, when you hold the majority, the House Speaker would return in his role. Do you expect any challenge to Speaker Mike Johnson?
I don't see any challenges of leadership right now, at least for the Speaker's position.
There you go. Allie, you were denied the $750 check. You got denied on both of them. Damn, that is crazy.
And again, my concern and where I'm going to be voicing my opinion will be to ensure that everyone in both chambers is putting Trump's agenda first, which means we're going to put the American people first for once in a really, really long time.
Your subcommittee is planning to hold a hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomenon, exposing the truth.
Oh, yeah, this is about UFOs, y'all. Did you see the one about the plane that vanished, the Malaysian flight 1370 or whatever it was? Did y'all see any of this stuff? Where they got these little orb things flying around and then it just goes, vanishes into this cold black hole looking thing? Man, this is crazy.
You what?
What we used to call UFOs. What are your expectations for the hearing?
Well, we have a former admiral, member of the military. We have someone who's a former person at NASA and some other scientists. I'm very much looking forward to trying to get to the bottom of this. And in fact, as soon as I get off air, Mike, I'm going to be talking to a whistleblower to try to pinpoint what questions we want to get, what information we want to get out of this. I think it's really important that we have scientists and experts and people who've seen some of these unknown phenomena and can tell us what's really going on and how much the government is spending on it. When there's being money spent towards these things, if there's nothing there, then why is the U.S. government hiding it from the American people? That's my number one question today. And
we might find out if aliens exist. That's what I'm saying. Did you guys? The footage is crazy as hell. There's like satellite footage of it, and then there's like a thermal imaging, like a military thermal imaging drone that caught the whole damn thing, and it is crazy. And they're like, no, like you can't. People tried to say, oh, it's fake, it's not real, and they tried to recreate the satellite imagery stuff, and there was people that kind of recreated it. It didn't look good, it didn't look the same, but it was like kind of. But the thermal imaging drone stuff is like they can't even come close to even trying to replicate something like that. So they're like, this happened. And y'all, that plane is flying, and then it just goes poof, and you're like, oh hell, where did they go? Where did they end up? Because this is crazy.
And what do we have if we have anything at all?
Congratulations on your victory being sent back to Congress for a third term. What were your keys to victory?
Well, I talked about inflation and spending, which is the fault of both parties. Obviously, illegal immigration and women's issues were center mind for a very purple district. And one of the things we did, Mike, last week is we kicked out a sanctuary sheriff who was letting illegals back out onto the street, including pedophiles and those committing sex crimes. And so illegal immigration.
Oh, damn it. Oh, Lord have mercy. There we go. That's all TikTok and YouTube needed to hear.
Absolutely.
Y'all, YouTube, hit me with some super chats because this video just got taken away. Same thing on TikTok. I've been posting videos, y'all. They've been pulling them down like crazy.
You what?
Like crazy. And I'm like, man, that's not. And they're like, oh, you can't say that. And I'm like, what? It's news. Like it's stuff that's happening. It's not like. It's not bad. I'm not like saying anything crazy. I'm just saying what's happening. And they're like, oh, you can't talk about that. I'm like, the hell I can.
On the ballot, like women's issues. And we work really hard to pull out a win. And I'm deeply humbled to
serve shop. That's it, right?
South Carolina.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace of the Great.
I'm going to find the footage right now. And it's going to be on the Mystery Project. Come over to the Mystery Project.
Great state of South Carolina. Look forward to seeing you back here on Capitol Hill soon. Have a wonderful day.
OMG. Okay, hold on. I got this. Yeah, this is the guy right here. Ashton. Oh, Jesus. Ashton. It's Ashton Forbes. Not Forge. Forbes. I want to see the footage, though. Oh, here it is right here. Oh, snap. Y'all, come over right now. The Mystery Project on YouTube. I found the footage. Look, I'm going to show you guys. YouTube, hang on a second. I'm going to take this down, and I'm going to put this up. So, look. So, this is the thermal. Y'all, come over right now. I'm telling you. You guys want to see this. This is crazy. So MH370 MQ1C thermal video. Is everybody over here? I can't see. Okay, yeah, there. Oh, no, I need to add it to the thing. Okay, here we go. Y'all, right here. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? All right, check this out. Check this out. Okay, so there's the plane, right? It's like dee, 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 dee. I guess it doesn't matter if it's muted, right? Now, they think that there was some kind of fire that happened on the cargo hold because it had lithium-ion batteries. You see that little thing that flew underneath it? Watch. You know what? I'm going to slow this thing down. I'm going to slow this down. Let's slow this thing down. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Y'all, the Mystery Project over on YouTube. Boom. What the hell is that thing flying around that plane? Oh, you think it's just one? Hold up. Check this out. It's getting crazy as hell. Y'all, the mystery. Oh, what was that? That another one? Yep. 2 of them. Why are they circling it? And why is there, you see those black trails following? Like, okay, y'all, that's thermal. So you see this stuff? That's cold. Let that sink in. Whatever's propelling these things is cold. It's like cold fusion. Not like an engine, like combustion, an exothermic event. This is an endothermic event. Y'all, I'm sounding like a damn nerd here, but just stay with me. Look at it. 3 of them. 3 of them. 3 of them. Circling the plane. Circling the plane. Circling the plane. Watch. Just keep watching. I'm glad we went down this tangent. I saw this the other day. And I was like, man, you crazy as hell. Ready? Watch. Watch. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Y'all have it slowed down too. Watch. Look at that. It's how could you fake that? Y'all, the YouTube channel is The Mystery Project, and it's about to happen. You're about to see it just go boom into this like black hole looking thing. This is crazy stuff, y'all. Like, this is crazy. Hold on. Let me fast forward it a little bit, because I have it on slow motion right now, because I was trying to show you all this. Okay, so boom. So you see, this is where they think the fire was. This is the engine. Check this out. Look at those things, y'all. Look at those things. They're like perfect circles. Look at that. What the hell is that? Just wait. You know what? I'm going to speed it up. Watch this. Boom. Did you see that shit? Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Watch it. Watch this right here. Boom. Y'all see that? Boom. What the hell just happened right there? What the hell just happened right there? Look, I'm going to try to pause it right. Look. Do you have any idea how cold that is in the middle? Y'all, if you come over to YouTube right now, The Mystery Project, go about, what is it, 42 minutes into the video, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. Look at that. And I'm trying to get it there. I mean, it's crazy as hell, y'all. Look at this. I'm trying to get right there. Look at that. Just zoom. Oh. 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 Gone. Watch how fast it happens. Watch how fast it happens in like actual like full speed, y'all. Like, watch this. This is crazy as hell. Watch this. Just, oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. That's thermal imaging, y'all. Look at that. Just coming along. Just here's, oh shit. And then nothing happened. What does it say? Account. What is it mad about? Oh, is it fake? Oh, I think it's one of those fake accounts. Y'all, crazy as hell. Is that one of the fake accounts? What, they don't want people to talk about this stuff? Oh, hell. Surely it's fake. Okay, good. Oh, okay, I see. It's just people being stupid. Yeah, I saw the one and it was like, it kind of like paused for a second. And I was like, wait, what? This is crazy as hell. Okay, you're weird. Bye. So, y'all, that's crazy as hell, isn't it? Just vanished. Okay, let's get back on track here. We went down a rabbit hole on that one. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so
New York City sending 4,500 migrants back to Texas.
Oh yeah. So this is the next one, y'all. So this is talking about the migrants in You added a keyword. Ooh, I didn't even know you could do that. Y'all hit me with the bears too. Let's get some bear action. All right, y'all, check this out. So this is talking about the migrants, and apparently they're starting to send them back to Texas. But I saw this channel and I was like, ooh, this guy, I want to watch some of his videos. It's named Cash Jordan. So let's check this out.
New York City sending 4,500 migrants back to Texas, offering free one-way plane and bus tickets to other states. So Abbott sends migrants to New York, then New York spends all this money, millions, to send them back to Texas. The Big Apple has spent more than...
So Texas has sent around 30,000 people to New York on buses, and it looks...
By the way, y'all, seriously, check him out. Cash Jordan, he's pinned down in the description. Go subscribe to his channel. Let's check this video out.
It's like New York is now trying to send them back. In fact, asylum seekers here can not only get a free plane or bus ticket anywhere in the world, after their shelter stays expire, they're forced to reapply for housing at a location where these are handed out, revealing that even though New York is America's largest sanctuary city, our leaders don't want people staying here for some reason.
Governor Greg Abbott might have thought that he had the last laugh when he bussed tens of thousands of migrants from his state to New York City. But the Big Apple's mayor, Eric Adams, might have one-upped him. Adams is sending 4,500 arrivals back to the Lone Star State.
Adams is also returning migrants to Illinois, Florida, and Colorado. Abbott's office blasted Adams' move, saying, quote, hypocritical Mayor Adams said busing migrants is morally bankrupt.
I voted for Trump because of the economy.
Much like the trend nationally, many New York voters this year were driven by the economy and immigration, especially after Texas Governor Greg Abbott started busing migrants here 2 years ago.
Throughout his campaign, President-elect Donald Trump promised sweeping changes to what he painted as an out-of-control immigration system. And now, with his presidency secured, immigration advocates in New York City say they're bracing for what's to come.
Suddenly, it's not a sanctuary city all of a sudden, as they want to send the people back to Texas.
Oh, damn.
So, as New York continues to tout its sanctuary city status, it's secretly doing everything possible to help people leave. But what nobody's talking about is that this is just the latest example of how the asylum crisis has failed to bring about any meaningful improvements in the lives of asylum seekers. Because although over 200,000 have come to New York after our city offered them the American dream and a place to stay, the place to stay kicks them out after 1 or 2 months before most asylum seekers have had time to get jobs or plug into the local economy. Something we were all told wasn't going to happen here, as our leaders bragged about how our city had thousands of jobs just waiting to be filled by people getting off buses right here at the bus terminal. But if you visit any of the city's 200 asylum shelters, you'll see that asylum seekers are facing just as much poverty and joblessness here in America as they were in their home countries. And honestly, it's really sad to see thousands of able-bodied people who were lied to with no way to better their lives by working and living independently. And whether or not you are for or against the asylum crisis, it should be pretty obvious that in order to get so many people to travel to a place which has no opportunity for them, you've got to tell them something that's not true. And observers say that's what's happened in New York, as thousands of people were allowed to move into our shelter system believing in a future that doesn't exist, only to be moved out of it a few months after they get here because the shelter system is full, and new people who believe there's a future here for them also need to stay there for 1 or 2 months as well. Which brings us to the real reason why New York has this bus program. Once people figure out that this is not some magical land of opportunity, they're faced with the reality that staying here isn't gonna help them. Something our leaders have known would happen all along, yet because of New York's proud progressive values, admitting our policies just waste money while failing to help people isn't on the table. And as you're about to see, while New York is quietly helping people leave, it's also doubling down on sanctuary city policies it already has proof aren't working. As a knee-jerk reaction to President Trump's re-election, which most people here thought wasn't gonna happen.
Man, I hope that's not copyrighted music. YouTube's gonna get mad as hell at me if that's copyrighted music.
So here we are at the Port Authority bus terminal where around 4,500 asylum seekers have gotten tickets back to Texas, some on the very buses they arrived on. And the irony here is that New York, the sanctuary city, is proving that it's not able to help people, even though that's what it claims its purpose is. But what it can do is set people up for failure while still being able to claim, hey, we're progressive, we still have a right to shelter, we're still a sanctuary city, we're still able to help you, which might help the non-asylum seekers that run this place feel good about themselves, but basically makes New York a sanctuary city in name only.
New York City sending 4,500 migrants back to Texas, offering free one-way plane and bus tickets to other states. So Abbott sends migrants to New York, then New York spends all this money, millions, to send them back to Texas. The Big Apple has spent more than $6.
So it's important to understand the overarching principle behind both of these bus programs. Everybody.
Darlene, thank you for the turkey face. I saw that. Y'all hit me with those bears too. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Let's hit it. Aaliyah, thank you. Good to see you.
That got on a bus.
And if you want to watch this video with us, we're on YouTube, y'all. Come on over to YouTube. In fact, you know what? TikTok's been acting crazy as hell. Like crazy as hell. I'm mad at TikTok right now. They've been taking down videos constantly, and all I'm doing is just reporting on what's happening in the world. And they're like, oh my God, well, you can't talk about that stuff. So TikTok, I love you guys, like y'all, but the overlords are crazy as hell. So y'all come over to YouTube. Let's finish this off on YouTube. The Mystery Project on YouTube. Right now, come over, subscribe, do all the things. Click my face, go to the profile. There's a link that says YouTube. That's where you'll find it. You guys, come on over. Aaliyah, thanks for hitting the goal too. Bring some of that energy over to YouTube. Come on, y'all. I'll see you guys over there. Yeah. TikTok be pissing me off. They shut it down, y'all. I posted a video. It was talking about how Trump was talking about using the military to handle the cartels, and they didn't like that. They got mad as hell at that and said, no, you can't talk about that. How dare you talk about that? You know what they said? I saved it too because it pissed me off. Yeah, community guidelines violation. It said removed for attacks and slurs on the basis of protected attributes.
You what?
What the does that mean? So you can't talk about the cartels in a negative way because they're protected attributes. Yeah, it's stupid as hell. Anyways, let's keep going.
From Texas to come to New York did so willingly, but they probably wouldn't have done so willingly had they known that things would turn out different and that they'd just be getting on another bus to go back to Texas willingly after a couple of months. And people are just trying to go to a place where they think they're going to have the best opportunity for themselves and their families. That's why they came to New York in the first place, and now that's why they're leaving New York in the second place. But that's not supposed to be how any of this worked out, because we've had over 200,000 people come to New York, which had its sanctuary city doors wide open and looked like it was going to be a place where people could start chasing after the American dream, which they were allowed to believe was going to happen when they got off buses and moved into our shelter system. But underneath the veneer of care that this city was putting forth was a big lie about opportunities that awaited people here, like jobs and a better future that just haven't existed ever. And now people have to leave and try to go find it somewhere else. And they're doing it with the city's help. But look at this, asylum seekers weren't the only ones who believed there was something good here waiting for them. As of October, there still should be 18,000 jobs out.
Aaliyah said, welcome to New York. Them shit made of, and nothing you can do.
Out there for people who might live in shelters at the moment, but if those jobs are really out there and available to asylum seekers, it would be great for those companies or those businesses to start hiring, because we've got people living in tents outside of the shelters they've been evicted from because they've got nowhere else to go. And certainly a job from one of the 400 employers identified by the local government here would really help them pay rent and get off the streets. And certainly a job that someone could work at and provide for themselves would negate the ticket program New York City has to help people get on buses and leave town. Unless, of course, the job market here isn't as rosy as people are being told it is. And these jobs either aren't available or the positions have already been filled. And if the job market were as great for asylum seekers as we're being told, we probably wouldn't see the effects of mass unemployment at every single shelter in town, which proves that there isn't opportunity here for them. And they were told that there was.
And it goes back to politics again. Now New York has seen that they can't handle the situation because not only just the amount of people, but also economically as well. So I can tell you for a fact that in Texas, we're going to continue busing them to these sanctuary cities because, again, these are sanctuary cities. They did welcome immigrants from day one.
So all of this opportunity that people were led to believe was here turned out to be a big lie. And this is evident in the city's own reporting. Remember, over 200,000 asylum.
That is crazy as hell. Then why would they do it, y'all? If they know that there's nothing, if they know that the opportunity isn't going to be there, what would be a reason for them to do something like that?
Seekers have come here. We've got tens of thousands of jobs available, but only 2,000 people, according to this article, have actually been connected with employment. And although some asylum seekers have to wait a month and others have to wait 6 months to get work authorization, this crisis is 2 years old at this point, and only 2,000 people have been connected with jobs. That's not a system that's working out in anybody's favor. And if someone moves into one of our asylum shelters and they can only stay for 1 or 2 months, but they're unable to get a job and unable to start providing for themselves, and then they have to move out, what other option do they have other than to live in a tent outside of that shelter, as some people are doing, or to get on a bus and try to make it somewhere else? Well, obviously, most people are leaving, and it looks like 47,000 one-way tickets have been purchased in total since this program started. And
Dang, that's crazy.
1,000 one-way tickets means that 22% of the 212,000 asylum seekers who've come here have been paid to leave in some capacity. And what that means is the asylum programs we have to care for people in New York aren't as helpful as we may have thought.
Political strategists.
Yo, and keep in mind, too, there's a big difference between the migrants, like the illegal aliens, the migrants, the people who are trying to come here legally, and asylum seekers. Asylum is they're literally fleeing their country because they fear for their life, or like there's like a some kind of emergency or things like that. There's a big old difference. These are people who are here legally seeking asylum, not the people who are just like, screw it, I'm just gonna go there because I could walk. Well, I guess they could walk through a border, right?
Much like the trend nationally, many New York voters this year were driven by the economy and immigration, especially after Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
But what I think he's trying to point out in this video so far, what I'm getting from it, is that this is what's happening to the people who actually are here because they really do fit the asylum seeker threshold. And New York, which is supposed to be a big sanctuary city, can't do anything about it, like can't help them, or isn't helping very many people. They said 2,000 people got a job. Whoa.
It started busing migrants here 2 years ago.
If you have Democrats in charge of the state, Democrats in charge of the city, and Democrats in charge of the country, if you're not happy, you kind of go to your home.
Now, as you're about to see, our progressive leaders, they're not paying attention to how ineffective these policies are, and they're actually about to double down on them, in spite of the fact that they aren't working, and in spite of the fact that voters, in greater numbers than ever before, are voicing their opposition to them. And even though many people are starting to figure out that the asylum crisis isn't helping anybody, our leaders aren't of that mindset. Because here in New York, you've got an electorate that does not like Donald Trump. Remember, he lost this state, and what that means is the politicians that we have here, it's going to be their mandate to resist whatever his plans are for New York City and for immigration as a whole for this country. And although this might not be true of every district in New York State, some of which recently voted red for the first time, in New York City itself, especially places like Brooklyn that voted 80% in favor of Vice President Harris, the mandate still holds. But as you're about to see, when progressive policies aren't working, admitting that they don't work isn't part of the equation. Instead, the reason they failed is because they weren't progressive enough, or we didn't have enough of them, or we ran out of money. Which is why New York City is about to do more of the things that aren't helping asylum seekers at all, but are in fact making their lives even tougher.
Damn.
So the longer the asylum crisis continues, the more apparent it becomes that progressive sanctuary cities do absolutely nothing to help those who want to become law-abiding permanent residents. Yet after the election, New York City's leaders have already announced their plans to fight tooth and nail against every immigration policy President Trump tries to enact once he takes office, which means New York is going to become even more of a sanctuary city than it is right now.
President-elect Donald Trump promised sweeping changes to what he painted as an out-of-control immigration system. And now, with his presidency secured, immigration advocates in New York City say they're bracing for what's to come.
We're going to fight it. We're as prepared, if not more prepared than the first time around. We fought him not just in—
But you got 47,000 people leaving because you weren't prepared? That is crazy.
The streets.
I'm sorry, I don't want to single out this one particular person, but what is this idea? What are people fighting against? What does New York City think it can do to control U.S. immigration policy? If anything, the asylum crisis proves that New York has no control over federal immigration policy. Because for the last 2 years, the asylum crisis has absolutely exploded here. And it's not benefiting the lives of people who fled poverty thinking they'd come here and experience heaven on earth. That has not happened at all. But what has happened is the prolonging of poverty, the prolonging of suffering and joblessness. And this all happened before Trump was even president and didn't look like he had a chance.
Yo, and they cut the program where they were giving these people, and a lot of these people, they were giving them like cash and like the EBT cards, but they had cash on it too. And Eric Adams, the mayor, was talking about how like, oh, well, we started giving them cash because some of the people didn't like the food that they could get. They didn't like the food that they could get, so you started giving them cash.
You what?
Man, if I didn't like the food I got when I was a kid, guess what? My mom didn't give me $20 to go get Taco Bell. She said, "You're gonna sit there and eat it, and if you don't, it's still gonna be there in the morning."
Chance to ever get back in the White House. And if anything, the last 2 years have been—
Caitlin, thank you so much for joining. Caitlin, thanks for joining. Yes, we do these every night. We do these every single night. Y'all, consider joining the channel as well. I just posted the link right there. I'll pin it to the top. Click that link, join the YouTube channel.
been a great opportunity for sanctuary cities in this country to prove how great they are and how much they can help people, but they haven't proved that. But they have proved they can harbor dangerous gang members and wanted fugitives from federal immigration authorities who are trying to keep people safe. We'll get to that too, but people shouldn't need free tickets to get on a bus like this if there's something here that benefits them. With this crisis not directly benefiting the very people it's named after, you've got to wonder who's actually in favor of this. Obviously, it's politicians that now see themselves as the resistance to a president that hasn't even taken office yet. It benefits the bus companies who now get to make more money transporting some of the very same people back to Texas where they got paid to
thank you.
Bring them here. And sadly, it also benefits people who aren't allowed to legally reside in the country and are on some sort of federal wanted list. And those people are not the asylum seekers. Asylum seekers, they can reside anywhere in the country they want because they're here while they wait for a court date in the future. If you don't have an asylum court date, or if you have been ordered to leave the country, you've only got one choice, and that's to come to a sanctuary city. And who does that? Well, we know the gang members are doing it. They've been caught living in some of our shelters right here in New York, using them as a base to commit crime all over our city. Yet because we're a sanctuary city, there's nothing that can be done to remove the criminal element from places that are supposed to help people. And this small number of people is doing great damage to our city, and they're causing great harm to asylum seekers who they are here to exploit. And sanctuary city status allows these folks to hide here while living relatively normal lives compared to being fugitives in other parts of the country. Here, your immigration status doesn't matter. And the scary thing about this gang is the way that they operate is through human exploitation. And how is allowing them to live in shelters where you have families and little kids who are trying to start a new life a good idea for anybody? It's not. Yet by promising to resist and fight against Trump by putting forth policies that ultimately only benefit criminals, our leaders aren't creating a safe space for immigrants in any way, but they are creating a safe space for some very unsafe people.
Trump has promised mass deportations using the National Guard to round up immigrants and bringing back policies he put in place during during his first term. Mayor Eric Adams has repeatedly pressed the current administration for federal assistance as the city's resources struggled to keep up with the wave of asylum seekers arriving in the city.
So this whole asylum crisis, it's a manufactured mess. And what does the city do? Well, they allow the mess to continue, and then they beg the federal government for money to solve it. Now, Mayor Adams is bound by the law. He has to carry out right to shelter, whether he likes it or not. And to do it, he's gonna need massive amounts of money. And the hope when this whole crisis started is that that money would come from the federal government, but it never did. But even though New York didn't receive the massive amounts of money needed to house the entire world, which is what's gonna happen when you have sanctuary city status and a right to shelter, they still had to go through that, which did keep people, especially families with little kids, from having to live on the streets. Yes, right to shelter did accomplish that, and nobody wants to see families on the streets. But because we're not a law and order state, and because we're a sanctuary city, having families live in a shelter system that is also populated with gang members who are trying to recruit new members and find people who they can exploit, that's not a good situation either, and that's the situation we're now dealing with, and that we're now
that is horrible.
Saying we're going to do everything in our power here in New York to maintain. And what's crazy is that New York City's shelters wouldn't be like this if we were not a sanctuary city. If we had a right to shelter and we still housed asylum seekers, the situation in those shelters would look very different if police were actually allowed inside, but they're not allowed in. Police can't patrol these places, but the gang members who live in them can, and they are. And these gangs are fueled by two things, which the asylum crisis here in its current state gives them: lawlessness and poverty. They've been exploiting the poor in their own countries, which is why those folks fled. And now those folks have to flee again, many of them on the very same buses that brought them here. This system is not working, yet it's going to continue in the future as a symbol of resistance and as a symbol of New York City's progressive values. Is that what's going on here? Is that why this system that's not helping anybody is going to continue? Or is there another reason? Do you think that this is part of the resistance against an incoming president who says he wants to make sweeping changes to U.S. immigration law? Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video.
Oh, Lord. What do y'all think? I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot to think about. So y'all think about it. But make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm going to get some sleep. But make sure you hit the subscribe button, y'all. We are trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. And it's about, I mean, we're getting close there. Sass, thanks for joining. But y'all, we're trying to get there. Let's do this. Love you guys. Take care. Have a good night. Oh, when this ends, it's going to kick you over to the haunted side. Go watch some ghost hunting stuff. We're in the poltergeist basement right now. Go check it out. Love you guys. Be safe. See you tomorrow.